This is hardcore Minecraft, where last episode I completed my perfect island. But this isn't the only island I'm building my base. You see, despite being almost 300 days into this world, I have very little farms, so large quantities of pretty basic resources are hard to acquire. People have done videos like this before where they build tons of automatic farms, but they all end up looking kind of ugly. That's why today I'm not only creating a farming island, but a farming city, putting my building skills and my patience to the test with my largest project to date. But first, my cliff is on fire again. Yep, I missed a spot last episode. You can actually see where I missed it in the video, which is pretty funny. I noticed that while editing, I just didn't do anything about it until now. More importantly though, I am out of food. So let me trade iron with these guys. And with the emeralds I just got, what happened here? I think they're jumping on the trapdoor actually. So I'm going to change it to be this way. Can you get back in your pen, please? That worked. Anyways, after leveling these guys up a bit, I can get myself golden carrots. Finally, I actually have food in this world. Okay, so the first farm I'm building isn't actually going to be in the farming city because it's a witch farm and I need to find a witch hut for one of those. The reason I'm building a witch farm is... Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. The reason I'm building a witch farm is for gunpowder for my rockets and redstone. Since these are automatic farms and automatic farms require a good bit of redstone. All right, and that should be everything. I think this should be enough chests to store the items, so I'm going to go AFK for a bit. And that should be enough redstone for the farms in this video. I hope. Okay, how much andesite do I have? Wow, I might actually have enough. No, it's definitely not enough. The reason I'm grabbing andesite is because I'm outlining the island the city will... The reason I'm grabbing andesite is because I'm outlining the island the city will eventually stand on. This island's a little bit in the way, so I'm going to quickly shave some of it off. This should be enough, and the water should flow. Yep, that looks fine for now. Let me place the last blocks for the outline. And there we go. Within this perimeter will be a bunch of automatic farms and they'll be fully decorated because I've already built one eyesore in this video and I don't need to build more. Now it's time to fill in the island. And all my andesite's gone. That was like 40 stacks of andesite. Oh my gosh, I should have done slabs. Okay, I guess I'm doing a montage. These are the last few blocks. So if I fly away... Ew, that looks so bad. Maybe it looks better with the city outlined? Not really, to be honest. But on the bright side, you can see where the farms and the roads will go. I mean, this is a city. And when in roads, do what roadsmen do. Anyways, one step I forgot is to place 3 dirt blocks in very specific coordinates. To explain why, I'm in a creative world, and if I take some flowers and place them down, you can see they're not actually in the center of the blocks. This applies to the mangrove propagules in the same way, so if I'm needing to reach this one and it's on the opposite end of the block, I won't be able to grow it. I'm sure you can guess why this is important. I'm building a tree farm later. So that's why I need to make sure these plants are on the right side. So this one's good, and this one's good. This is why I plan things out before I build, because I would have had to tear everything down if those flowers didn't face the right way. But since they do face the right way, I can start on the first farm, the honey farm. You may have noticed the little bee breeder I made when I was working on filling in the platform. That was so I could make not one, but 2 honey farms, one for honeycombs and one for honey blocks. Starting with the honeycomb farm, I pretty much had every material on hand aside from like red sand and some dye for the concrete. As you'd probably expect from the smallest farm in the video, it was pretty easy to build. Honestly, it took me longer to convert the concrete than it did to build the farm. So after putting in the shears and the beehives, the first farm is fully functional. I can't finish the exterior until the bees do their thing, so while I'm waiting, I figured I'd do the other honey farm that's arguably more important. Again, materials were easy to come by, but I did have to find quartz in the nether, which... I'm gonna have to do that so much in this video. This farm's a little more complex than the last one since I combine ENXO4's honey farm with an auto crafting system I got from CubFan, which means that the glass bottles get recycled and I don't have to craft the honey blocks myself. By the way, this is like completely irrelevant. I was watching Mumbo Jumbo the other day and he made this ladder on Hermitcraft and he said you can't climb it, but that's clearly a load of mumbo jumbo. It's quite simple, really. Anyways, the farm's done, but again, I can't finish the building until the bees produce more honey. So I'll move on to the next farm, which of course is going to be a slime farm. After all, what good are honey blocks without slime blocks? Actually, probably a lot of things, but for this build, I'm going to be needing a lot of copper. And also some granite, deep slate, terracotta, string, and you kind of get the idea. Most of the blocks I've gathered aren't even for the farm, but for the exterior. One of my goals in this series is to become a better builder, and this whole project's a good way to push me outside of my comfort zone. Another thing pushing me outside of my comfort zone are these phantoms. Bro, go away. This slime farm takes advantage of the new oozing potions to turn snow golems into slimes, which are then funneled into a killing chamber, and their balls are spread on the floor. Wait, what? The slime balls can be stored in a shulker box loader, while the snowballs can be crafted back into blocks thanks to this auto crafter setup here. Later on, we will come back and finish the slime farm. We still need to get the oozing potions in there, but it's not nighttime just yet. And we also need to get carved pumpkins, which I can't do without the pumpkin and melon farm. That's not at all where it goes. The pumpkin and melon farm. Realistically, I don't need that many pumpkins and melons, so this will be pretty small. But I'm back at the mesa, getting more red sand. There's a chest here? As in gold and rails, not golden rails. Can you imagine there were golden rails? Oh wait, those are powered rails, aren't they? Wandering trader, milk for, you can trade milk? Okay, that's weird. Now see, this would have been a nice trade to have in my last video. I could have had so many freaking emeralds if I just had a bucket of milk. That would have been so nice. Why weren't you here in my last video, dude? I would have appreciated that so much. I built an entire fox farm and got 2 emeralds out of it. Hey, you know what? It's nighttime now and I still need slime balls for those oozing potions. So hopefully someone will spawn in this swamp by the witch farm. That should be all I need for the oozing potions. Wait, there's a jungle here. Look at this. There's a whole jungle here. And there's spruce. Wait, so you have a mangrove swamp, regular swamp, oak forest, birch forest, dark oak forest, windswept forest. There's a lush cave, a jungle. No shot. There's actually a jungle temple. There's no way. To be honest here, I think I actually need this string more than anything else. Oh, and the dispensers. You know what? Dispensers are awesome too. I've got enough stuff for the pumpkin and melon farm now. So let me construct it real quick. And that, for now, is the pumpkin and melon farm. I'll do the exterior when I have enough pumpkins and melons. Speaking of that, how many honey blocks do I have? Ooh, 23 honey blocks. Okay, that's actually pretty good. No, okay, well, parrot's in there now. Oh, come on, not you guys again. Almost done with these buildings, but I guess I'll have to wait just a little bit longer. The slime farm, on the other hand, has potions now, so that's cool. You've probably noticed by now that I fly a lot in this world. And although I have farms for gunpowder, I don't have anything for paper. I also don't have anything for cactus, yet I need green dye for this build. Last time I built a sugarcane farm, I used a flying machine, but this time I need observers. So I'm back in the nether collecting more quartz. This will not be the last time I do this. If you're not familiar with sugarcane farms, the idea is to have an observer detect when the sugarcane grows to be 3 blocks tall, then the pistons below it break the line of sugarcane. I opted for using less observers to save on quartz, so it's a bit less efficient, which is why I built so many layers. All the sugarcane gets funneled into this side building where it's then auto-crafted into paper and put in the chest. Super simple, super useful, and hopefully it won't break this time around. And this right here should be the final bucket of water, although I do need more sugarcane still. Have I been this way? I really don't remember this jungle island at all. Wow, there are a lot of pumpkins here. Hold on. Gotta grab these pumpkins. Came looking for sugarcane and I ended up finding pumpkins. That's a little weird, but I'll allow it. A little weird, but I'll allow it. Oh, good. Get out! Okay, I didn't find enough sugarcane, so I'm just gonna redirect it into this chest for now until I have enough for the farm. In the meantime, though, this should be enough honeycomb to finish this building, which it is. Still need more honey blocks, though. I guess in the meantime, I can build the exterior to the pumpkin and melon farm. But once again, I don't have enough melons. Probably should have grabbed more from that jungle island. Okay, I may not be able to finish this, but we can at least take 16 of these pumpkins and we will carve them all out. And I can place these in this chest here. No, I placed them in this dispenser, which should now mean that the slime farm actually works. So let's just give it a test. No! What just happened? Oh, come on. All the pumpkins are gone. All my pumpkins they're completely gone. Yep, they're all completely gone. What happened? I just didn't record all that. I just got it to work. Okay, so what I had done is I forgot to put shears in here, and this chapter was facing the wrong way, but I don't think that was it. I just forgot to put shears in here. So obviously these weren't gonna get sheared. Therefore, the pumpkins on their heads weren't gonna get recycled, and I don't know why the heck. I'm not gonna pretend like I know why the heck they were pushing through the blocks. All right, all I know is that if I do this, and if I flick this lever, all these turn into slimes. Ow, ow, ow. And then we take a tool in my hand that I might want to repair. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Several farms so far have been built using concrete, and I'll be using more of it later. So I think the next farm I should build should be the concrete converter. For once, the materials were, I went the wrong way. The materials were easy to get. I say that, but I didn't have enough blocks for the collection system. It's just a big platform with water, but that's not important right now. This bottom platform must be obsidian, otherwise the redstone will blow up, since Ilmango's design uses a TNT duper to break the concrete after it's been converted. Piston feed tapes move the concrete down, but also to the side to prevent clogging. If you remember my last hardcore series, I used to design that didn't have this, and the pistons couldn't keep up with how much concrete I was placing. I really do not like phantoms. Speaking of placing concrete, a line of droppers allows me to pick up just the right amount of concrete powder at a time. Then the pistons next to these droppers push the powder under the waterlogged stairs, converting it into regular concrete, which is then sent into the piston feed tape. I think I have all the repeater timings correct, and please work. it seems like the farm works, except I forgot a repeater, so these drop birds weren't firing. There we go. Oh, and the sugarcane farm is finished too. So I don't need this chest anymore, nor do I need the water to be blocked off. Yeah, look at that. It's not done. I forgot some concrete. Okay, now it's done. Oh yeah, speaking of concrete. Okay. All right. Oh no, that's actually really bad. Wait, I just lost my totem. For some reason, I thought I was like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine. You know, just used to not having a shield. Go figure. It's not when I'm mining diamonds I get blown up. It's when I'm trying to find lapis I get blown up. Did the creeper just find more diamonds for me? I have almost double the amount of diamonds than I do lapis. Okay, so I have the concrete powder I want to use for the actual building the concrete farms inside of. I also forgot to put water in these stairs. Everything's in place. I've got red concrete powder in the droppers. It's time for a full test. Does this thing work? It seems like it's working. So let me convert this concrete real quick. And this should be all I need for this building. Oh, also the pumpkin farm's done. It's not related. I just figured I'd note that. With the concrete converted, it's time to make the building for the concrete farm. This is definitely my weirdest building, but I tried to make it sort of look like Tetris pieces fitting together, or maybe a big cauldron, because I do have orange concrete spilling out the top and down the side of the building. On the inside, I added lanterns and replaced the dirt platform with purple concrete. But with that, the concrete converter is done, and it looks really freaking goofy. I know. It looks so weird. Look, it's done. That's what matters. And the honey farm made enough blocks so I can finish it as well. See, this building has concrete too. It all fits together, kind of, maybe. Yeah, I've been all over the place in this video, but now all the farms I've built so far are actually like done. No more waiting for blocks to decorate with, which is perfect because the next farm I'm going to put in is the moss farm, and that is going to be a project. Oh, hello. Whoa, wait, that's my first dog. Okay, well, you're coming with me. You can sit over here at the blacksmith. You want to man the station up here? Is that where you want to be? Okay, I will keep you on that chest. Everyone who is watching this video right now, comment below what this dog's name should be. I'm probably gonna kill him off, and I want him to have a name. Let's be honest here. My track record with pets is it's not that good. Heck, I killed a cat earlier in this video. Do you really? I'm sorry. I'm gonna move on. No, you're good. I mean, I edit everything out now anyways. I just made it into a... That scared me. Okay, that's the one instance of something I can't edit out. Is when I have something jump scares me. I can't really recreate that. Huh? That's a trial chamber. Oh gosh. Wait a minute. Wait. That is where I was in episode 1. If we fly back here real quick, this was the area I was at in episode 1. I came down here and then I think I went down this direction. So if I had literally just gone a few more blocks in this direction, I would have seen this trial chamber. You know what? Do you realize what this means? What? No. I could have just gotten all my copper from here. Why the heck did I go mining for copper? Oh, and the tough bricks. I'll tackle the trial chamber another time because right now I have a farm to build. This building will have 2 farms, one being the moss farm and one being the bone meal farm. A dedicated moss farm should help me in future building projects, whereas the bone meal farm will fuel other farms like tree farms and crop farms. The moss farm was easy to build. The bone meal farm, on the other hand, is a bit more complex. This is definitely a time where I'm glad to have light matica since I can build the farm layer by layer and helps me place the blocks in the right orientation. I still had to do some debugging, either because I simply missed some blocks or because that happened. The problem is that I spent so long debugging that I ran out of bone meal entirely. So, considering I had collected most of the materials last episode, it's time to build a wither skeleton farm. I will need a beacon later on, so after this exciting activity, I found a fortress in the warped forest biome, mined up nether bricks, and it's time to build the farm. Okay, that's the portal. Now I have to find those coordinates on the nether roof. Oh, there is a portal right here. Okay, hopefully that doesn't mess anything up. Okay, where are you gonna take me? Whoa. Oh my gosh. That is a lot of wither skeletons. How did that even happen? Let me break this before anything else comes through, but I'm not sure what to do about this. Well, I have enough skulls to make a beacon now. What the heck happened? Oh my gosh, it's the freaking chunk loader. Wait, so if that's the chunk loader, then what is this? I'm still gonna try to build the rest of the farm. What happened? Okay. And the farm doesn't work. I just looked at the tutorial for this moss farm and the guy said to do this if the moss is growing weird. So if I turn on the farm now, I'm just gonna use free cam. Yep, that fixed it. I could also test the bone meal farm using the bones I got from the wither skeletons. If I turn on the bone meal farm now and go into free cam, the bone meal farm is working? Wait, I forgot the lava buckets. So now I should see, yeah, bone meal is being produced. I mean, that should not look like that. I forgot an iron trapdoor. Yep, see, the repeaters are lighting up now. I wasn't sending a signal through the scaffolding on this side. So the moss and bone meal farms are working. Do you realize what this means? I tried building that withered skeleton farm for no reason.
12 seconds later.
It's broken again. Yeah, I forgot you can't unload it while it's running, so it looks like this now. This is awful. I have to rebuild this whole top part now. What's worse is that the items fall into the hoppers, so I keep having to look for stuff too. Okay, it's fixed again. Two of these are acting weird. I'm not entirely sure why. But if I turn both farms on, nope, the moss farm is most definitely broken. Okay, general rule of thumb, don't leave the island while a farm is running. In any case, I can't leave these farms looking like this, so it's time for another building. Using a combination of both moss and bone blocks, I came up with a pretty cool gradient for the walls and used deep slate for the roof. The cobblestone I placed earlier lets me plant azalea trees up top without them burning, because, you know, lava. This top part was inspired by my last video, so give it a watch after this one if you haven't already. Given that moss comes from lush caves, I wanted the interior to match that, so I incorporated blocks like deep slate and amethyst to sell the idea. Also, 1.21 introduced new paintings, so I thought that'd be cool to add here too. The last thing I need is some item frames. On the hunt for a cow. Dun 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 dun. A horse works. Dun 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 dun. I'm sorry. It dropped one. Horses drop one. That's so sad. Any of you guys got one of those banners by any chance? Oh, sweet. I could get a bottle. Oh! Oh, it's a Bad Omen 5 bottle. Oh, no. And now that building's done. And I can come in here and place hoppers behind these chests. Okay, wait, this was not here before. You see, before building the exterior you just saw, I went ahead and built the cobblestone and stone farms. That's actually why the moss and bone meal farms broke. I needed the moss and bone meal farms to run so I could build its exterior, but I left the island to get materials for the stone farm. Anyways, here's me gathering the materials, and here's me building the exterior first. Here's me building the interior, you know, with the actual farms. And here's the farm blowing up. Blowing up. Yet again, I missed a trapdoor. It's at this point we go back to the present. I just got the Bad Omen 5 bottle, I just finished up the moss farm building, and I can place the final hoppers for the stone and cobblestone farms. So if you're wondering what this thing would do, suppose I am mining, and you know, the farm is pushing me along, I'm mining the stone, and oh no, my pickaxe is broken. Okay, I forgot a piece of redstone, but it just chucks a new pickaxe at me if it breaks. Granted, I designed that part, so I doubt it'll work. I'm gonna move on. Next up is a series of micro farms that I probably won't use too often, but when I do, I'll be glad I have them. First up is the string duper, which is actually going in my base. This isn't something I intend to use often, but I am using it in this video to help me build some other farms. One of those farms is the cactus farm. Throughout the video, I've had to get green dye from my little desert biome on my island, but I'd rather have an actual farm for this. This isn't technically a micro farm, so I gave it its own building. I also wanted to build something green. The actual micro farms will be going in this building. Inside will be a micro crop farm, another micro crop farm, and a propagule farm that I designed. That's why it looks so bad. It's not much, but trust me, it'll come in handy soon. But that is the micro crop building. The cactus farm is behind it. And if I can fly down here, I did the backs. I know, I'm amazing. I missed a block. Time to switch gears. Tree farms are some of the most essential farms in Minecraft, yet here I am collecting wood manually. I would have built one sooner, but I had no bone meal to run it, and I couldn't build a bone meal farm without honey blocks, and I couldn't build the honey. Do you see where I'm going with this? But now I have all of them, so it's time for the simplest of tree farms, dark oak. Surely it can't be that easy. After all, it is a tree farm. It's done. I mean, that is pretty cool. It's so stupidly simple, but it works so well. Okay. There we go. I guess if the tree is too short, then it won't push it upright. You'd think it'd be the opposite and like, you know, more blocks would be harder to break, but just go watch Squilly's video to understand how the blast resistance stuff works. I think instead of building the dark oak building, I kind of just want to build all the tree farms first, then go back and do the buildings afterwards. So the next 3 farms are pretty much all the same with some slight variation, which is good because I don't have to keep collecting different materials, just more of the same ones. I'm going to do the nether trees first because it's right next to the dark oak farm. Also, the next 2 are connected to each other, so that kind of makes more sense. I'm sure you've seen some sort of universal tree farm design like this before, where you have a TNT duper at the top and a water stream to carry the items at the bottom. What makes the nether tree version different is that it includes a small fungus farm. So I can farm the nether trees, compost anything that's not wood, and use that bone meal to give myself more fungi to plant. Item filters separate the wood and streamlights from the waste, so after a quick trip to the nether, I calibrated the storage, labeled the chests, and the farm is done, or so I thought. After running the fungus farm to make sure it works, and fighting phantoms, I discovered an issue. Whoa, okay. That's why. It's so fast that this hopper can't keep up. Okay. It's looking like I might have to modify the storage for this, which really sucks because I wish I had done this before, you know, building this in the actual... How is there a phantom stuck in the water stream? I've never seen a phantom get stuck in a quarter of a block before. Crisis averted. I spent much longer than I care to admit rewiring the redstone, adding item filters for the fungi, and eventually, and I mean eventually because I am genuinely stupid, I simply redirected the water stream up to the composting area. I mean, look at this. I kept trying to drop the items into a water stream with a dropper instead of just, I don't know, letting the water flow 1 block longer. Okay, I'm a little nervous to test this out, but I think this is gonna work. Let's just go ahead and test the farm. Let's see if I can... Oh my gosh, it works! It's working! Oh my goodness, a tree farm's working as intended. Okay, let's not do what I did in my last hardcore season, and let's not fly directly in there. All the compost is coming up here, which is good. And all the warped mushrooms are down here. And if I look over here, please work. We have wood. It works. First try. Okay, let's go build it twice more. The next one I'm doing is for mangrove. I think I've already explained that, but I'm going to get mud bricks for the mangrove farm. I have the mud for the packed mud, but I think I need more wheat. It's quite convenient that I have this little wheat farm now, isn't it? Yeah, see, this is called storytelling. Does this work? It looks like it. Propagules are in the chest. It works. I have everything now, so I'm going to let the bone meal farm run while I build this up. Now comes the most annoying part, placing in all the chains and iron bars. Of course I say that at like the easiest part. The ones on this side though, these are annoying. That should be all the chains in place. Now I can do the TNT duper stuff. Composters are in place. And I'm gonna lay out the storage to make sure I have the water stream lined up properly. Well, I'm out of chests again. Adding in the item filters now. Sticks will go in the last one. They just go in the fire. So that should be it. Hold on, wait. I can make like 20 more chests. That was short-lived. So if I fly over to the bone meal farm, I left it running. We should see some bone meal and other things. Why are the... What? Okay, I'll add item filters in a second. But first, it works, I think. I used my macro just then, so I planted like a bunch of trees. But anyways, I am adding in item filters for the bone meal farm. Well, that worked. I will take some redstone torches and 1, 2, 3, 4... 5. The hoppers are facing the wrong way. Gosh darn it. Okay, that's fixed. I'm gonna fill up the propagule farm and we can move on to the last tree farm. It's just the same thing again. Okay, let's go. Looks like everything's working. Now it's time to do the storage. I'm out of hoppers. Got about 3 stacks at the iron farm. That might be enough. I actually don't have enough wood now for the hoppers. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I have a tree farm for a reason. Oh yeah, I forgot I didn't finish this. But that's enough for the hoppers. I just need to gather all the wood types for the calibration and building the storage. Also a cactus to get rid of junk items. Quick trip to the slime farm to repair my elytra. Put the final hoppers in place. Calibrate the storage. And now all the tree farms are done. Dark oak, nether, mangrove, and universal. At the time recording, not all my mods are updated, so I can't get the pale oak trees just yet, but I'll make a spot for it next episode. Bruh. With all the tree farms in place, it's time I start using them to decorate them. I'll go in the same order as I built them, so first I'll need like 2 shulker boxes of dark oak, and using that dark oak wood, I can build up a massive tree stump, almost as if it was struck by lightning. Of course, I can't leave the ground like this, so I'll fill it in with stripped dark oak. To finish it off, I will add shelves with a couple of utility blocks. Huh, that's weird. I couldn't find the day number. But anyways, the dark oak farm is now complete. I'm pretty proud of this. It's not like it's my best work or anything, but I think the pixel art of the sapling along with the tree shape works well together. I also gave myself a balcony for some reason. The view from down here is cool too, but enough of that. I have more buildings to construct. Nether trees are next, and luckily for me, a majority of the blocks come from just using the farm. I had to get some other blocks too, mainly redstone lamps, which I had to get so much glowstone for, terracotta, gray dye, and deep slate. The building is pretty much just a tower with a gradient that goes from warp wood at the bottom to crimson wood at the top. It's very loosely inspired by Joel's Hermitcraft base. I say loosely because it looks like compared to his base. The inspiration was really just this bit with the redstone lamps. Speaking of redstone lamps, I of course lit up the inside, and after a slight fix to the storage calibration, the nether tree farm has been completed. Just out of curiosity, my lighter's about to break. How many snow golems can I put in this thing? This is like 3 stacks. No, Mr. Snowman. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Just don't jump at me. Hey, I said don't jump. No, stop. No, no, no. Ow. Hey, get back down there. This is gonna be good. Well, my elytra's repaired. Back I go to the mesa biome for more terracotta. All right, that was just, that was so unnecessary. I did not think I'd do all that. How much gold do I have? I kind of need more food, and I'd like to have golden carrots. Again, this microcrop farm is useful. Actually, you know what? I'm going to need brown dye, so I might want to put the propagule farm in the mangrove area and put a cocoa bean farm in here instead. Again, it's my design, so it's probably going to be terrible. I mean, it is working. It's just not fully growing the cocoa beans. Maybe if I add a repeater. Yeah, that's better. And the propagule farm can go here. All the propagules will go into this dropper so I can pick them up. That is much better than before. The bone meal farm, though, is worse than before. I broke it again. I've got to stop unloading this thing. Oh, you know what it is? The lava has the wrong timing in these 2 modules. That's why it seems slower. That probably happened when I went to fix the trapdoor earlier, but yeah, it's fixed again. No! Oh. No! I knew something was gonna happen. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, it's so over. I can't with this video. It's taking so long. All right. Well, I'll be right back. I guess I gotta make another sword. Do I have any swords in here? I have some swords in here. So I've got sharpness 5, looting 3, mending. I just need unbreaking, fire aspect. My goodness, I chucked it all away. I came here to get experience so I could fix my axe, and then I just chucked my sword into the abyss. What do we have? Unbreaking 3. We have fire aspect, fire prot, fire aspect, sweeping edge 3. Wait a minute. Is that it? Really? That was extremely easy. I didn't even have to like do anything. Okay, well, that's fine by me. Okay, that was anticlimactic. I really was expecting that to be like another half hour of me just sitting there at the Enderman farm hoping to get stuff, but okay, well, I already had everything on hand, so what was the point of that? There was like, I could literally exclude this from the video and no one would notice. Like, what was that? AFKing the tree farms, I acquired birch, spruce, oak, cherry, and mangrove wood, taking an additional trip back to the swamp to get more mud and mangrove roots. Now it's time to build the biggest structure in the whole city, the overworld tree farm building. Again, I'm building up towers for the respective tree farms, but they're just like the nether tree building, so like who the heck cares? At the center is obviously the storage, which I wanted to resemble an old lumber mill, mixing in different types of wood for the walls, roof, and flooring. I know I keep saying I'm inspired by Hermitcraft, but again, I was inspired by Scar's ability to direct attention to certain parts of the build. In layman's terms, I didn't finish the hallways. All the magic happens in the lobby area, and all the industrial stuff stays industrial. Whoa, look at the moon between the towers. That's neat. This redstone lamp is the last block, and now the overworld tree farm building has been completed. From far away, oh yeah, I like that. If we head inside and go left, this is the universal side. It's really ugly. But if we go to the right side, we have ugly maintenance and ugly mangrove trees. Hey, look, there's paintings, there's labeling, and there's a spot open for a new wood type. This is like completely unrelated, but the copper for the cactus farm oxidized and I can wax it. See, look, I got an achievement. Moving on, it's time to gather materials for the last farm in the video, the waifu. I can't say it, dude. It's a high-tech, ultra-compact iron farm designed by MD, and it's what inspired this entire video. Not the waifu part, I mean the villagers farm part. Every farm I've built up until now, in one way or another, has led up to me building this iron farm. As seen throughout the video, my old iron farm is way too slow for my needs. It is a day 1 iron farm after all, and I'm well past day 400. But of course, before I can build it, I'm going to need a bunch of materials. Okay, I don't think I've ever gathered this many materials at once, nor do I think I've ever made a resource collection montage that long before, but you may have noticed that that looks horrible. I've kind of neglected it for the whole video, and I can't justify building the last farm with it still looking like this. So let me fix that by surrounding the island in a ring of sand. Then I can go back and add some sandstone slabs so it has some shape to it. Already, this is looking better, but I do want to mix in the andesite with the sand so there's not such a harsh edge. Of course, there's more phantoms. Can you guys just not for a bit? I'm trying to build here. Andesite slabs can go here, and I think that's about it. So if I fly away and turn back, that is much better than before. Maybe a couple more here, but yeah, now it looks like a proper island. Don't forget, this isn't just an island, it's a city too. And what city doesn't have roads? So, using concrete and jack-o'-lanterns, I added roads all throughout the city. Roads, of course, are accompanied by sidewalks. That's why I tried building the island out of andesite all the way back at the start of the video. I'm glad I didn't though, because it reminded me that I forgot a few details I wanted to add to give the building some more personality. For starters, the concrete factory. Water particles are dripping from the collection area, so I thought to add some water puddles. And, of course, wet floor signs. Remember how I said the orange concrete was meant to be like a chemical spill? Well, here you go. Banners don't have to just be there either. I have this empty area under the slime farm, so I figured I'd add a little contamination zone back here. Don't worry, I waxed the copper while I was there too, so this is what the slime farm is actually meant to look like. Another unfinished farm is the honey farm, Apex 1 and Apex 2. I know I said I was done fixing the bone meal farm, but just one last thing. This block has been sticking out weird, and that's just because of the redstone of the farm. So instead of pushing the entire wall out one block, I used copper trapdoors to make pipes that lead down into the ground. Over time, they'll oxidize, almost like they're rusting from being used so much. Finally, the last thing I want to do before building the iron farm is to light up both this island and all neighboring islands. I don't want any mobs, especially Endermen, messing with my farms. But with that out of the way, this is probably the last time I'll be using this iron farm. These are the last hoppers, and this is everything I need. Time to make my waifu. Yep, I said that. Anyways, the first thing I've got to do is bring the villagers over. Originally, I was hoping to breed them all, then bring them over, but I think I'm just gonna let them breed while I build the farm. Wait, what? I forgot minecarts can travel through portals now. That makes my life so much easier. I guess I don't have to redirect the minecarts if that's the case. Oh, I put the rail too high. Villager, please, no, go up. Furnace minecart. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, that's 2 villagers, but I'm going to bring more just so they can breed faster. 4 more villagers are on their way. Okay, this is not ideal. I think some just went back in the portal. I am messing everything up right now. Villager number 6 is up here now. I'll get rid of the minecarts, break the track, extend this platform some more, and craft 84 beds. So guys, you have a lot of breeding to do, okay? Again, I am glad I have this crop farm. Here you go, villagers. The villagers were surprisingly easy for once. However, I'm choosing to use pillagers for this farm, and they are not easy. Aside from making a new portal from the outpost, trying to get them in their minecarts, and almost dying, I spent like an hour waiting for their crossbows to break. I even went to the end to enchant shields with Unbreaking 3, but all 4 still broke, so I just used like 20 more normal ones until they were tamed. With that out of the way though, it's time for me to build the final farm of the video. Okay, so this is the farm. I still have to wait for the villagers to breed more. In the meantime though, I can at least transport the pillagers. That's 1, that's 2, 3, and 4. I can get rid of the rail line now, break the minecarts. Oh, and I can't forget to push these blocks down. I think the villagers need more carrots. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? I forgot to name the pillagers. I have to do this all over again because I forgot name tags. I forgot name tag! With the new pillagers in place, I also had all the villagers I needed. I set up a walkway for the villagers and brought all 84 beds from the platform into the farm. I had to wait for it to become night, so I spent the daytime working on the nether side of the iron farm. This is where the golems die and their items get shot back into the overworld, where I'll soon build a storage system. After going back and forth between building the nether side and getting the villagers in their beds, the farm should be fully functional. It's time to remove this outline and finally construct the last building of the video. And now, the iron farm is done. If I flick this lever, the villagers stand up and are being launched up and down. Good. Items are coming out of the portal. The iron farm works. This is what the inside looks like. It has a storage for iron ingots, and if that fills up, iron blocks. Not to mention red dye, poppies, and bone meal. Yeah, as if I'm going to get that many. With the iron farm fully functional and self-chunk loading, I can take a quick trip to the end, kill this dude real quick. Nice. And using the iron that took like a couple minutes to get, I can set up a haste 2 beacon underneath the stone farm. And now, with that final detail in place, I can officially say that my ultimate farming island is complete.